Hey everybody, Will of the Force here. May the 4th be with you. I'm going to be attempting to put this lovely piece of Lego kit together today, and I'm going to record it with my fancy new webcam here. So hopefully we will get some good stuff. Hopefully the cats won't get too much in our way like they're already attempting. And hopefully I'll be able to get some good usable video of this. We'll see. I'm not using my usual microphone, and I'm not recording off my usual computer right now because of the lack of mobility in my normal recording studio. So, Poe Dameron's Lego X-Wing. Let's give it a shot. I'm currently in my kitchen because it has the table space as well as the lighting that I would hopefully need. This is a pain. I usually like to keep the tape here together, but in the matter of speed, I am going to give it a quick cut. So, inside of the box for Poe's X-Wing, is bag number 1. Put that up there. Then we have bag number 2. The instruction booklet, which is actually pretty thick. Not used to them being quite this thick. I'll put that over there for now. This is actually giving me a good view of my entire building area, plus a cat. That one is Samus, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I'm drinking out of a cup with Darth Vader on it. So let's see what else do we have here. Stickers, which I always hate. I hate these. I'll put those over there for now. Bag number 4, and it looks like there's Poe's helmet right there, so he might not get built until late. Bag number 5, so we're looking at already 5 steps here. And bag number 3. There we go. Alright, let's move these bags up over here, out of view for now. Except, of course, for number 1, box. You know what? Just to remind people what we're building, I'll leave the box up there. Hopefully it won't get in the way. I usually leave them a bit different during my building process, just to be good. So let's take a look here. Let's open up here to start it off. They count this as page 1. This is page 2, in case you guys want to look at it. So it gives some tips on how to build and how to use the awesome tool, which I love that tool. Oh, that cat is Deja. So now, we're starting with bag number 1. I'm going to show you the basic process. Now, normally I have the bag right here on the box, right there, that box, normally right on my side, and I would just dump it in there. But since that is not the case, I'm just going to put the bag over there, and hopefully that'll be good. Now, tool will go right there. Now, what I usually like to do is separate all these things in piles of color. Try to get the pieces separated as well. This way, when I see a color, I can quickly reference it. Unfortunately, sometimes you get these weird shapes, and the way you put it down there can change how easily you are able to find it. And I always put my little minifig things that I find a little bit off to the side because they're always one of the first things they have you build. Sometimes I'll build them while I'm doing this, but not always. Now, unlike the normal X-Wing sets, Poe's X-Wing is mostly black. So we're going to be getting a lot of blacks in here, I would imagine, for pieces. Let's keep those guys together and those guys together. All right. Oh, one more view. I know they're not the cleanest piles, but I don't need them to be. I just need things to be relatively easy to be found. Let's turn that around. My instructions are on the way here too. I don't normally keep them there. I usually keep them more around here for ease of access. See, it'll have a black sticking to the bottom of it. All right, yellow. Orange is going to be pretty quick and easy. It's mostly just these guys. Oh, looks like I left out some light grays and a dark gray. Now, sometimes I end up with like small amounts of something, in which case I don't mind having them nearby each other. In this case, these beiges, the blue, the brown, and the dark tan or whatever. So here we have them separated. See, there's my blacks, my light grays, my dark grays, which are pretty close to my light grays there, but that's okay. Yellows, orange, and what is now a mess pile. So now I'm also going to go through these small bags. And try to organize them. Another dark gray. Quite a few of these. I might want to put them like this. Quite a bit of yellow in this one as well. Looks like we have some ladder and maybe seat mechanisms. I'm not certain at this point. That I'm assuming is the ladder up on the top there. I'm sorry if you guys can't hear me very well. Like I said, this is my first time using this webcam, so I'm not sure how things are going to work with the audio, since I'm using the audio on that, since I'm not on my normal computer. Otherwise, I'd probably be using my normal microphone. Okay, so the yellows are sorted. Now I've got some more blacks here. That appears to be kind of silver. As you can see, the color is a little bit different between these two pieces, but it's also not quite dark enough to quite match the dark one. So that's a period where you kind of wonder and debate which section do you want to put it in. I'm going to put it kind of there for now. It's close enough in between the two. I'll be able to quickly identify it. Blasters usually go with characters. And here we go, a bunch of little clear orange guys. Oops, get a bit shifted. Now, I know most of you are probably wondering why I'm doing this. I like doing Star Wars Legos. I have a sizable collection of them in various things. I have a cabinet, which is actually relatively close behind the camera there, that's filled with some Lego sets. I also have like a good 5 or 6 different X-Wing sets. I think I have the reissued version of the original X-Wing, which was the very first Lego Star Wars kit. Not the reissued one, obviously, but the original one. And I have the reissued version that I found on eBay. I unfortunately do not have the Ultimate Collector's Series version for Red 5. Nor do I have the Yavin Crashland one. I think there might be one other that I'm missing. But otherwise I have them all. I see a head. I see a couple heads, so Lego heads. This goes over there. Which is admittedly out of the sight. Ooh, I think that might be Neen Noon. Is it? I'm not sure. I don't think he's a part of this set. I'm not quite sure who that's supposed to be. It'll say on the box. It is Resistance Ground Crew. Okay. Guess they decided to make them an alien. Okay. I do like to keep the bags and stuff around and my boxes in case, well, for the eventuality that I move or need to otherwise disassemble them. Here's another helmet. This is the ground crew helmet, I believe. Some more dark gray pieces. Let's get them together. They're starting to get into my build area, which I don't like. Or what will eventually be my build area. Now, what I just did there is a pain. You got to be careful when you do that. Uh-oh, I'm starting to get more of this color here. Another one of these. It looks like I'll be building the X-Wing opening and closing in this stage. That I believe is what this is for. Probably this and the gears. Having built several X-Wings, you kind of start to recognize the tactics that they generally like to use for things. Oh, you go with you. Okay. So I'm also starting to get a bit more of these more silver pieces rather than grays. But I don't think there's enough of them to worry. Yeah. While this may seem like it's a bit of a long, useless endeavor, this does end up helping speed up the process. Ooh, I've got a new color, 2 new colors. Got a couple of reds, or a couple blues, I should say. Quite a few little red things here too. Ooh, I've got a lot more of these little silver stud guys, single studs, than I thought. Now, unfortunately, since I'm in the main house, we're in the area where the cats are most prevalent, so they will probably be interrupting this video more than you normally hear. Like there's one that you can probably just kind of see right here. Deja. Hello, Deja. She's the quiet one, but also sometimes the more annoying one. Samus is the loud one that you saw earlier. And I'm sure you'll be seeing them again, although I do try to keep them out of these particular little projects. Alright, I'm just going to build my red pile over here. Even though it's kind of in the middle of the area where I like to have other ones. Now, a lot of people refer to this as kind of like knolling. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's pure knolling, because the pure knolling habit would be everything at specific degrees. And as you can see, I'm not quite that OCD about it, at least not for the sake of this video. I'm not. I do actually usually like to keep this a lot cleaner, but I'm just doing relatively quick setup for this video. That's going to be exciting. It's a single little black piece. I'll put my whites over here by the stickers. I'll move the stickers. Problem with the stickers is you never really know when they're going to come out. Oh, there's actually multiples of that guy right there. We have a wrench, which I'm suspecting will belong to the ground crew guy. These are both yellow and black, but since the base is yellow, I'm going to put them with the yellows. And these guys are, I'm not sure how well you see them, are clear. So they'll just go here. Hopefully the book will make it relatively obvious. And there we go. Everything's all set. Now we can get started on the instructions. Of course, the first things here are building the characters. So let's build up our character. You know what? I was looking for a piece I already put on here. Silly me. So here is our resistance fighter. Now, in the book, they have him holding it in the left hand, although on the box, they have him holding it in the right hand. I suppose you could do it as your preference, since I am right-handed, although the wife is left, but this is me building it. Since I am right-handed, I'm going to put it in his right hand. So there is minifig number 1, Resistance X-Wing Pilot. And he can hang out by the box. Not that I don't think you can see him very well. Now, we will build the Resistance ground crew. Actually, it does not show him holding the wrench in the book, but it has him holding it on the box. And I actually dig the wrench just went flying. Please hold on. Okay. And here he is, the Resistance ground crew. Right there. Now, one thing I like is his colors. It's pretty much the same colors I have for my Mando kit, which I may end up featuring in a different video. So now we're getting into some actual steps now. And it looks like we're building, what's nice is they always give you a little hint of what you're building. So box number 1 is going to end up doing this. Well, these things. All these things are bag number 1. And right now we are working on this, which looks like it's actually some kind of lift. So we're starting off. So what I like to do is grab the pieces. So step 1 is one of these and one of these guys. And then I set them up to be put together. Now this is only these two, so bam. That was step 1. Step 2 requires what looks like a red solid stud, 2 4 grays, dark grays, 1 of these little connector guys, and 4 of these guys. So now, as you can see, I've separated it over here. This is my build pile for now. And following the instructions, we will build this particular setup. And it looks like for now it's just kind of mostly mirroring itself, except for the little single red light. And there we go. Step 2. Now it brings us to the next page, which is another red light. Or red. I keep calling these lights. I don't know why I want to call them lights, but they're kind of see-through in the red. Unfortunately, it's not really focusing on this single stud very well. One of this guy, one of this guy, and 2 of this guy. Kind of weird middle stud black. So let's get this. The red goes on top of the other red. This just goes right there in the middle. This guy goes here. And the 2 blacks go here and here. One of these is not straight. I'll try to straighten that out. So there we go. Step 3. Trying to get a good angle so you can see how everything works in that pretty well. So step 3, done. Alright, step 4 is just calling for 4 of the oranges. The clear orange studs. Which I was really hoping would be part of the X-Wing, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get a good glimpse of this. Now these ones, unlike the red ones, are actually flat topped. They don't have a stud on the top, so this is an ender. Nothing else is going to be done, and these are all going on the tips of these. With the orange lights, it could be like an engine. Orange is used very often for engines in Star Wars, usually orange or blue for the most part, or it could be some kind of headlight. Those guys are very turny. So there we go. All we did was add little orange guys on the ends for step 4. Step 5. Now, unfortunately, since to save room, I usually do this in like the fold over, like this, instead of having the whole book open, and that can cause some problems towards the edge. So now we need these 2 guys, probably seats, and 2 of our favorite little angle guys. And let's see how it works. Okay, so we have a seat go there, and a seat go there, and the yellow guys both go here, and there. And there we go with step 4 of this thing, at least. Or sorry, 5. That was step 5. And 6 is using our clear ones, which is probably going to be on the bottom. Yep, it's got a reverse logo. When you're doing Lego instructions and you see this logo, it usually means rotate around or flip over. In the case here, you can see it's flip over. And we're just putting all 4 of our clear guys on the bottom here. Oh, there's a hair. Either mine or the cat's. I've got a bit of a beard. Some of you may have heard it referenced, at least on Spoonie Mass's channel, not necessarily mine. There we go. Step 6. And turn page. Haha. 7 is going to require 2 of these guys, and 1 of this guy. So and again, flip over. The instructions say this guy goes here, and these both go here, sort of a curious position, especially since they're having them aimed forwards. Now I apologize, I can kind of see that things are not easily visible. Unfortunately, Lego's one of those things where it's going to be getting in the way. So there you go. Step 7. Now 8's going to be a big one. We've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the clear red studs, 1 of the stark tan flat guy, 1 of the, oh, they're putting the wrench on here. Okay, give me your wrench. No wrench for you. This guy. This guy, I'm breaking my rules about how I read this too. And all 4 of this little grabber guy. Okay, now this one's going to be built a bit more interestingly. So we start off with this box and add this door. And now we're going to take our 4 little red guys and pile them on top of each other to create a stack of the clear reds, which are then proceeding to go inside here. Okay, you said 4. Apparently it doesn't quite want to fit. Come on, there we go. Okay. It's a tight fit, but they're in there. Kind of hard to tell, I'm sorry. And then we're closing that up. So you can kind of see the red through the slot there and there. That's about it. And now we add our yellow guys. The big single piece. In the sky. And there's one more thing. A sticker. That sticker to be precise. So we pull that off and we're going to attempt to put this on properly, which I'm usually quite bad at. And there we go. Poorly applied sticker. And this whole thing just goes right on here. Like this. So in case you're wondering the way that worked, there's the main step 8 and then the 4 mini steps. So that is step 8 overall. Oh, hold on. Was that it? I guess that was that whole thing. Yep. This guy is completed, so we'll put him up here because he's complete. So now we're working on the ladder. So we need 1. And that's it. We're done. And now we need 2 of these little guys. Step 2. Now, one of this guy. Step 3. And one of him. And he just gets plopped down. 4. Step 4. And that's it for him, for the ladder. So that's, I guess, random hanger staff. Because now we get to get started on the main dude. we go. The Poe Dameron X-Wing. Now let's see if we can zoom in for you. Pew, pew.